Good afternoon, students. So, in the last class, we have seen the two different connecting devices, that is hub and router, last to last class. And the last class, we have seen the virtual LAN, right? So, whenever there is a migration of a user from one group to another group, then physical actually the physical hardware or the actual physical movement of that user is not done, right? So which increases the cost as well as the hardware, right? So instead of going with the physical movement of user, right, so we move that user logically, right, from one LAN to another LAN, right? So using the concept of virtual LAN, right? And the switches are built with the virtual software, right? So in today's class, we will discuss with the third type of device, which is called a link layer switch, right? So in link layer switch, uh, a link layer switch, it's a connecting device which is going to connect different devices, right? So different devices, and it is also used to build the larger LANs, right? So and the link layer switch operates in both the layers, that is physical layer as well as the data link layer. So at a physical layer, what it does, it acts like a hub. That means it will regenerate the signals and forward the bits from one device to another device. And at the data link layer, it will check the MAC address or the hardware address of the destination, and it will forward the frames to a particular or intended recipient, right, or the destination, right? So the one major difference between hub and a switch is the one major difference between a hub and switch is, as we have already discussed, hub always broadcasts the frame, because it is not an intelligent device. It is just going to regenerate the corrupted signal, and it is going to forward the frames to all its ports, right? So because it is not intelligent and it doesn't have any filtering capability, because of that reason the hub is going to broadcast the frames to all its stations, right? But switch does the filtering. That means it will check, it will consult the switching table, which is present in the switching software or switching device, right? And it will check the destination address and the corresponding port, right? So it doesn't broadcast the packets or the frames to all its stations, but it will send frame to the particular destination or intended destination, right? So this is the major difference between hub and a switch, right? So uh, the switch will check the MAC address of the destination and it will forward the frame, right? So this is called the filtering capability of the switch, right? So you can say the hub doesn't have any filtering capability, but switches have, right? So let us see how the switches will forward the frames, right? In the device, you can say a switch is connected to three different destinations or three different stations, X, Y and Z, right? So X is hardware addresses written, the corresponding address of these stations are written below those stations, right? And to represent for my understanding or for your understanding purpose, or to keep the explanation simple, so instead of writing, or to, you can say, to save the pen or energy or space, right? So what I've done here, to each address I have given one more label, that is A, B and C. So in switching table, you will see only those labels A, B and C, and the ports, corresponding ports to which those addresses are connected, right? So physical address which is labeled as A is connected to port 1, so that information is entered in the switching table, right? Similarly, B is connected to 2, C is connected to 3, right? So in this manner the switching table is built. That will be done. How it will be done, that we will see later, right? So first, when the X sends the frame to the switch, right? So what switch does, switch will consult the switching table, right? So let us say X is sending frame to Y, right? X is sending frame to Y. Then when the frame arrives at the switch will consult the switching table. It will check the destination address. What is the destination address? Here it will be, here the destination address will be 15:2 :25 :30 :35 :40, right? So which has a label B, right? Whenever the X wants to send the frame to destination Y, it will put its address, MAC address, as well as the destination MAC address. So when the frame is received by the switch will consult the switching table and it will check the destination MAC address, and it will map that address to the corresponding port. So here the destination address of Y is labeled as B, right? So it will consult the switching table, and from switching table it will get the information, right? So B is connected to port 2, right? So what switch does, it will take that packet from port 1 and it will forward that frame to port 2, right? So like this it does the filtering capability. Instead of it does filtering, and it doesn't broadcast to both the stations, that is Y and Z. It will just broadcast to only Y, because it is intelligent compared to the switch, compared to hub, right? So I hope you understood the working of the switch, right? How filtering is done in case of switching, right? So next one, the transparent switch. What do you mean by transparent switch? So whenever the switch is connected or deleted from the network, the stations will not be aware of that. That means the stations are unaware of presence of the switch. So it will assume that the stations will assume that they are connected directly, right? So but that is not the case in case of LAN, right? So all the stations are connected to these connecting devices, and those stations are unaware of these connecting devices, right? So whenever the switches are added or deleted, then the stations will not be reconfigured, right? So what do you mean, what are the so this is the concept of a transparent switch, right? So what are the features of this transparent switch, right? So moving to the next slide, we will see some features of a transparent switch, right? So the first one is, frames must be forwarded properly. The first feature of transparent switches, the frames must be forwarded properly. The switching table is automatically made by learning the movement of frames in the network. And the third one, loops in the system must be prevented, right? So the first one we have seen, the first feature we have seen, how the frames are transmitted or forwarded properly to the intended destination. The second one is how the switching table is going to be developed automatically by learning the frame movements in the network. That we will see now, the learning phase of the switches. The earlier switches which are manual in nature, right? So system administrator or a network admin used to prepare this switching table, and he used to manually enter those hardware addresses and the port numbers. But now that is called the static building of switching table, but that has an disadvantage, because whenever the switch or whenever the station leaves a network, or whenever the MAC address of a particular station changes, then these switching tables need to be modified manually. But nowadays these switches are coming with software, hence that software has made these switches automatic, right, or dynamic in nature. So whenever the stations or the MAC addresses of the particular stations change, it will be taken care by the switch software, and the automatically or dynamically the switching tables will be modified. So in such cases the system administrator will not be interfered in the process, right? So let us see how the switches are going to build its switching table, right? So initially look at this, this is the same LAN which we created using 3 stations, what we discussed in the last slide, right? So initially the switching table doesn't have any information. The first step you can say, which has two columns, one is address, one is a port, right, that we have seen in the last slide, right. So now let us assume x sends a frame to y. Let us say x sends to y. What switch does? Switch doesn't know to which port Z is connected, right. So initially switch broadcasts until the complete switching table is built. Until the complete switching table is built, the switch will act as a hub, because it doesn't know the existence of all the stations, to which port a particular station is connected. It doesn't know about that. So what it does, it will broadcast the frames to all the stations, right. So when switch receives a frame from X, it will broadcast to all stations, right. So only Z will keep that packet, keep that frame, and Y will reject it, right. So in this way the switch initially learns, because the frame has source address as well as the destination address, but it doesn't know to which port a destination is connected, so it will broadcast it. And from the source address it will come to know that this particular source, or the X, which has certain address, certain hardware address, from that it will come to know that X is connected to port 1, right. So from that source address, the switch will learn that X is connected to port 1, so it will make the first entry in its table, right. So that is this is the hardware address of X, what we discussed in the last slide, right. And it is connected to port 1, so that is the second step, right. Initially the switching table was empty, right. So when it receives the first frame from X, then it will learn to which port X is connected, right. So it will make its first entry in its table. Then let us say Z sends frame to Y, right. So from this movement of the frame, then the switch will learn that Z is connected to port 3, so it will enter one more information to its switching table. Similarly, whenever Y sends any frame to either X or to Z, then it will make its the final entry, right. So from like this, right. So it will make its final entry, that is the station Y is connected to port 2, right. So like this the same procedure continues to all the stations, right. So let us say if I connect 10 to 15 stations, the same procedure is going to be repeated, right. So until and unless the stations send the frames to other station, the switch will not learn to which port that particular station is connected, right. So the one disadvantage here you can say, the which happens in very rare case, right. So if station doesn't send, then switch will not be having any information about that station, or to which port that station is connected, right. So this is the second feature of a switch, right. So third feature we will see, right. That is how to prevent the looping problem, right. First we will learn how loop is created in the network, and how to overcome that problem using a spanning tree algorithm. Okay.